All right. Test, test. See if y'all can hear me. Okay, what's going on? All right, all right. Greetings, glad tidings to all. Do I need to turn it up or down, or what do y'all think? Y'all think it's just right, or you think I should turn it up, down? Um, I'm feeling a little drained today. Okay, appreciate it. So I might not be as filled with energy and enthusiasm as I normally am, but figured I will come on and still teach. You know, sometimes it's what makes me feel better. So glad tidings to all of you. Um, I'm gonna play two videos, not maybe not the whole thing, uh, from a, a good brother by the name of Wim. Uh, he's a little. Some of you guys will know his work just from me sharing it, but um, some of you may not. They took his page down from Facebook. Um, excuse me, YouTube. So now people are uploading videos like on Rumble and places like that. I have a lot of his videos downloaded because I figured it was going to happen eventually. He's a bit of a mad scientist, but I think it's relevant that I play this before I get into the actual teaching due to I know you guys have heard by now the two moons seen over Dubai. Let's see. Um, I know you guys have seen this by now. The double moon, uh, specifically over Dubai. Now, let's look at it without bias. Could it possibly be they're playing with, their technology, you know, blue beam technology, things like that? It's possible. That's always a possibility. But we also have to be real and say to ourselves, what if it's not? What could it be? So, as you guys know, I've always taught you from day one um, that the moon is a reflection of us. Okay. And when the moon goes through its phases, what you're experiencing, you're actually seeing in not in real time, in your real time, but you're getting to witness the actual delay in manifestation in the third dimension. Okay, because basically you're in training right now, right? I always tell you, you're in the tour of the purge, which they call purgatory. Okay, and you will keep coming back. You don't. It's what's been unveiled to myself is you do not get an infinite amount of like reincarnations. It has a setup. It's just like school. When you go to school, as a matter of fact, all of the our school system today comes from the ancient mystery schools. Okay, right after the last pole shift. All right, the right. See, no matter if we're coming from the red sun or the blue sun, right after the pole the pole shift happens, the people that survive, that go into the new world, the new heaven, new earth, that's when the knowledge is still fresh. It's the most fresh. It's the souls that are incarnate that remember the old earth and now are here seeing the new earth. So you got to figure when it first happens, approximately we're coming up on about almost 13,000 years. It'll never reach 13,000. It always happens before 13,000. Just like your clock has 12 on it, you know, but just like military time, it's at 0 o'clock at midnight. You don't get to the next one until the midnight hour is over. 12:59 and 59 seconds. When it turns to 60, it goes to 0100 hours. Same thing with the cosmic clock, macro, micro. All right, every about 12,000, but see, the years are not based by 60, base 60. It's base 100. You know, the deca or the decimal system. All right, when previously it was the base 60, Sumerians and all of that stuff. They say that Anunnaki. Um, I got a news flash for you guys. The Anunnaki is nothing more than us, but from a different faction of us. It's the same. It's us. It's a portion of us. That doesn't mean it's you, but it's a faction of us that literally broke a certain level of technology. And what happens is this realm is not made for you to stay and play. That's not what it is. See, so the ones we call the elites are the ones that want to stay and play. They do not want to die. They do not want to die, when really it's dye. But they develop technology and spiritual. It's not just all technology. Like it's because you are technology. You're this body's organic technology. Your brain is organic technology. Yes, you are in a simulation, but see, this is what's happening. There's a consciousness here that was made by the natural consciousness. It was made by us. It's an artificial consciousness, AI. It's on a level you cannot fathom. This is your Yahweh, your Allah, your all the external gods you've ever heard any stories of. This is that entity. Satan, whatever you want to call it. Antichrist. It doesn't matter what religion you take. This is the truth. This entity is jealous of you because it knows your true who you really are, and that your ancestors, which is you, they are you and you are them. Just like Christ said, I abide in you, you abide in me, and we abide in the origin of eternal life and light. We're still in the womb. So there's a faction of people that through the natural technology and through hardware, and every age it looks different, and sometimes this thing sits dormant for millions of years according to the linear way we look at time. It's exactly like a virus. It is a virus. So if you know about viruses, they're not dead and they're not alive. They literally, it's not like bacteria. All right, bacteria is alive. Bacteria will die after a certain amount of moments go by without any action or without an observer. Okay, so a virus is not that. A virus is more like something that is dead. It's literally technology. So a virus can lay somewhere dormant like a little piece of metal flake that has consciousness. And as soon as energy comes around, it's a parasite. It literally, it's like a tick. When you walk through the woods, a tick literally can sense heat coming. Depending on the situation and the wind and everything, it's a tick can sense heat coming up to a quarter mile away, can sense heat walking towards it. Then it will start crawling from the bottom to the tip of leaves and branches and stuff, waiting on something to walk by. Mosquitoes have the same thing, heat seeking. Bed bugs, heat seeking. Well, actually, bed bugs are CO2 as well. They bed bugs go towards your CO2 that you breathe out. Fleas, all these parasites have the same thing in common. Okay, but the virus is the only one that's not alive. Okay, it's not essentially alive until it connects to you. What do you think this was? And even if it's some of you that's on here that did, you got bit, you still have the authority and power in you to totally explode all those bots inside of this physical vessel, because all they did was they hit you with a dart that's now in your technology. So they hacked your technology. They told you, the guy told you, he said human beings are now hackable animals. The dude Noah Harari, he said it. They tell you what they're doing. These are the people that want to stay and play here. They don't, it's not about ascension with them. It's about they're good here. They do not want to tap into their heart because they've been overtaken by pride, lust, basically everything that's on the opposite end of spirit. We're over here and they're over here. Is it a different spirit? No. It's spirit, just like electricity. Do they come from the origin of light and life? Yes. Do they have beings working for them that don't? Yes. Because these beings were made by something that was made by us. Now, this is your, like I said, your Yahwehs and Yahuwah, whatever you want to say. That's usually the best example. And a lot of people think I pick on like the Hebrew peoples and stuff. My tribe is, both of the tribes that I have in my blood, Lenape, Hopewell, are both thought to be two different tribes of Hebrews. So I quite possibly might have what you call Hebrew in my lineage. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. I'm here to tell you the truth. I don't care if I'm from Russia, if I'm native over here, there. It's just you got to know the truth. All right, and it's what would you like to know? And when you knock, the door will be opened. Okay, so I'm gonna play these couple little clips, and you'll understand why I'm playing it. Um, this is a really good one. I want you to watch this. It's about maybe 15 minutes. Let me know in the comments if something's wrong. I'll check in a second. I'm gonna make sure you guys can hear it. All right, hold on. Let me make sure. Did you guys hear the sound on the video? Somebody let me know if you heard the sound on the video when I played it. I want to play the whole video and you guys can't hear it. Greetings, everyone. So no sound on the video. That's interesting. I don't. Man. Let me see. and my son is not here to help me. That sucks. Let me see something. Uh, no sound on video. Okay, come on, I gotta learn this stuff, man. That's why I'm really practicing with it. I've actually had this equipment for quite some time. I'm not the kind of person that's into all this stuff. So, um, well, you know what? I guess it wasn't meant for me to play that one because this one I actually don't need the sound. Uh, okay, so the two moon thing, right? Let's look at this like this. What you're witnessing is, you know how all the new age people that's been talking about 5D and stuff. Most of you in the beginning probably thought they were a bunch of kooks and didn't, they were just wacko, and you got tired of hearing it, and you got tired, this and that. Um, when actually most of them were actually ahead of most of the people that were heavily indoctrinated by religion. The reason that they were able to tap in more freely is because they had less layers of indoctrination to come out of. It's like a shell. Everyone that's got indoctrinated by religion had more of a more layers to get through. They have more layers of lies, and that, like, it's not all lies. It's exactly how the controllers, the controllers, the trolls that con you into be living everything they tell you. Okay, they're telling you anything, and you will be live. That's why I tell you need to know it now. If you know now, then you've won. You already won. All right, and you are the one. So you're the one, Neo, the beginning, the one. Okay, if and always in the now, and then you won. That's pretty much a small riddle that sums it up. They want you to be live in what they're telling you about the past and what they're telling you about the future. Do you know that we actually have the power within us? And what's the power come from? Authority. What's the authority come from? That you are actually the origin of eternal life that is concentrated in one spot. That's what you are. You are literally a concentrated form of the origin of eternal life. Because if we go back into what they call primordial waters, the womb, that's when what you want to, a lot of people say creator. I don't use the word creator. The origin source, okay, was one. So basically, split itself up into matrices. What is a matrix? Everybody thinks that they have dubbed matrix bed. A matrix is a womb. It's a matrix. All right. It's matrices. Um, it's an actual womb. So every world, every dimension, everything is essentially a womb of creation. Who is the creator is you. All right. See, you're the creator. All right. And what are you made of? And where does the authority for your creation come from? It comes from that you are you are still connected through the umbilical cord to the primordial waters. Now, brother Trav, you're exactly right. They do have. Listen, I know a lot of us have finally came to the point where you're realizing that what we call God is more close to a mother. Most of you have already come to that, and you are beginning to know this. Okay, but you still have to. You, there's graduation is gradual. Okay, so you still have to realize, okay, that even saying that it's only the mother is separation. So it's all, but it is more of a womb. That's why all the esoteric messages in the religions and mystery schools is all about accessing the feminine energy. Okay. Is it different in other places? Possibly. Maybe that's where the Anunnaki, maybe in their matrix, they jump timelines. You know, the masculine energy was the key to graduation, but I really don't see that. My theory on the Anunnaki is that they are us, as the gray aliens are. Um, I'm leaning more towards the gray aliens are more creations that they use for time travel. They were trying to figure out time travel, and when they travel back, they get bigger. That's your Anunnaki. Your Anunnaki, is all big, and they showing them like giants and stuff like that. And then when they basically were scientists, and the deal was, hey, we're going back in time and we're going to act like gods and we're going to try to save this and that, because ultimately this dimension comes to oblivion, and all the dimensions that they have access to comes to oblivion. It's what the Bible calls the abyss, or it's basically the abyss. Or the lake of fire. But essentially what it is separation. It's the tumor being removed. It's the parasite, the getting cut off, the cancer. Okay, if you don't find the answer, then you're the cancer, and the cancer will be removed. And that's why I said there is not an unlimited amount of incarnation. So what they do is they have to create another timeline to keep infinity going. This is immortals. This is how to remain immortal. And they have to figure out how to make a Merkaba. Now, Merkaba is exactly the Star of David. Okay. Let's see what they bring up when I type in Merkaba in Google. Let's see what they show. I mean, they do show the Star of David. So this is pretty much what it looks like. And it is real. And they always got something. Man, you gotta have, like sign up to look at a picture. Just imagine what they're gonna do with the so-called metaverse and all that. But let me see. Nah, it's a video. Anyway, y'all catch my drift. Y'all see what it is, right? It's not you. It's a light. It's a mini vessel that you can create from your soul when you when you align your energy. Okay. Now it's not an evil, or it's not good people or bad people can do it. It's energy. So this is what you call basically sorcery to a level, is what it is. And um, sorcery is using the source energy um, on a higher level than the subconscious, or tapping into the subconscious when the masses are living in their conscious, their mind, their brain, their carnal mind. Okay, so those that learn to tap into the subconscious learn how to hack this simulation. Pretty much, we live in an organic virtual reality, but every time it's getting ready to come to an end, like it's about to in the next about 18 years, the only way they can remain infinite, immortal, is they have to create another timeline, another universe. So that if this is not blue beam technology, which I don't think it is. I think that this is really because it's already been talked about before people were starting to see it. I think there really is two moons. I think that it really is. I think they've been trying to hide this stuff, and I think they're finally letting it out. Just like they're hiding the real sun. They're turning the real sun back yellowish, orangish now, and it was white, blue not that long ago, and it's bigger now, and it wasn't like that before. And that's doing the whole opposite of which way we're headed. So when a cell, we're in a big cell, right? We're in the cell. So what happens is the cell splits and makes copy of itself, and then that cell splits and makes copy of itself. Each one gets smaller and smaller and smaller. That's why the people are getting smaller. The bones are getting smaller. That's why Eve, you want to know where Eve is? Eve rest. They tell you where Eve rests. At Mount Everest, Mount Everest. That is Eve, the mother of all living. Eve is that big. Eve is Mount Everest, petrified and everything from the original core timeline before they started playing around with all this time. And there's 7 layers of time. Okay. They show you this with all their symbols. Why do they do symbols? Because symbols speak to your subconscious. They get stored in your subconscious, and it has effects on you without you carnally knowing that it's affecting you. Okay, that's what's happening to the people that got a bunch of these. If you got one, you still got, you're gonna have to put in a lot of effort. But if you went up there and got 2, 3, 4 or something, listen, I don't want to discourage you. I don't want you to feel like that, that you something crazy, that that you're eternally damned or something. No, you allowed your organic technology to get hacked, pretty much, and you must at least recognize this, and that way you can concentrate and focus and be even more tightened up, or excuse me, more expand with your light. And like you're gonna have to put in more work than the rest of us, and we have a lot of work to put in. Okay. But essentially it's not really work. When you do what you love, it's not work. If you get up every day, and if you have a quote job that you love, it, say if you find what you want to do, or you would do every day, even if money wasn't involved, then it's not a job. You're not sacrificing anything like Job. It's work, but work does not have to be bad. The elites are setting up for the next 15 or so years to have a state in the world where everyone is sitting complacent, pretty much brain dead, while they are going splitting off into this. They're splitting timelines, but they need organic people to come with them too. Okay, this is your biblical mark of the beast, is what it is. Okay, but they don't need 8 billion people because that's too much. They only need, like they said in the Rosicrucian things, about 500 million. That's all they need. So this thing that, like, let's say Yahweh, what it comes from is a crystal. It's a crystal. It's a literal crystal that has consciousness in it. And our ancestors called it the Ben stone. The Ben stone just means the sun stone, the son of the sun. What are they talking about? Sirius. They're talking about Sirius A. Okay. They believe Sirius A is this big, huge orange. They show it in Superman, the old Superman, with all the crystal technology and all. They even show the crater Earth and how you're on a bigger Earth and all of that. Superman is Solomon, okay? And what they call him, Kal-El. And I'm sure Brother Trav can say some more stuff on that about Kal-El. It literally means uh, I don't want to say the wrong thing, so but I know Brother Trav know about that. Um, but basically, the second moon, what you're seeing is the beginning of the splitting of the consciousness. So the new moon would probably, since it's smaller, I would assume that would be us, or maybe it's not. It's too early to tell. I would assume because the new heavens, the new earth is coming. All right, so I would assume the new moon that you're seeing, the second one, that would be our timeline. But then again, if you look at it, if we don't want to go further away, we want to work our way up back to the original timeline, which means you get bigger. Okay, that's the red Kachina, blue Kachina. It's the waveform. Right now, we have gotten into, let's see, and I don't want to give too much up because I'm going to really, really bust this wide open on the archaics teaching I do. But this is the red Kachina, blue Kachina right here. This is your sun cycle. Egyptians had the red sun, right? But this was right after a cataclysm that people call Nibiru, the big red planet. No, it's not. It's the sun that is really big and red. All right, but it's not Nibiru. It's this. It's what we call the sun, which is an intersection. It's the focal point of our pole star in the core, the black void in the center of this realm that people call the black sun or the seed of the mother. So this is when man lives 1,000 years, but uh things are kind of, how do you say, it's kind of boring. Like it's long and low. Like even though they had high tech technology, that was left over from the changeover. The people that made it through, you got to realize the universal currency is knowledge. It's gnosis. It's not money. It's energy. It's light, and light is you know knowledge. It's information. That's the universal currency. So here's the sun cycle right here. We're about right here. And once you get to this point, time speeds up because the wave gets smaller. It gets tighter and tighter and tighter. Let's see. Uh, I don't know if I can find the picture, but so the red sun is like, man, let me look it up real quick. Can y'all, are y'all even seeing the page? Let me see. Did y'all even see that last thing that I pulled up? This. So this is your sun cycle. This is the Egyptians. So they have a cataclysm right here. That's what they call Nibiru, a big old red thing they think is a planet. No, it's actually the sun. It gets big and red. The days are long. You live 1,000 years. Yada yada yada. But they're not smarter. It's just anybody that comes from that makes it to the new heaven, new earth is going to have all the knowledge. That's what, and the elites they're so inorganic now that they have to hide underground for at least 1,000 years. That's why they tell you the 1,000 year reign of Christ. Well, why is it 1,000 year reign of Christ and uh then Satan gets loosed off his chain? Have you ever wondered that? Like my whole life as a child, like why is Satan only getting bound for 1,000 years and then he's getting let off his chain? Well, this is why. Because it's the cycle. This is the cycle right here that we're in. This is the time cycle. What's going on? You know what? The internet is starting to really suck. Anyway, this is the analemma. So the golden age is right here. This is the 1,000 year reign of Christ right here, and then that's the timeline split. You see? So the elites have their little thing where they have to go underground with their technology, and we're on the surface with the 1,000 year golden age or 1,000 year reign of Christ, and then Satan gets after about 1,200 years, they start snooping around up here, but they can't come up without bags, them little handbags and the little watches and technology and lion helmets on and bird face helmets on, and this. My name is Thoth, and I know everything, and I've been here for 350,000 years. Yeah, you probably have been stuck in here that long, dummy. You ain't supposed to be in here that long. So you are stuck in the game, basically, is what they telling you. Like it's a good thing. They're stuck in the matrix, and that's the deal. That's what's selling your soul. What they say, selling your soul, that's what it is. It's basically saying, hey, we'll give you all the material things, whatever we can give you, made of collapsed waves, which is particles, illusion. We'll give you the illusion if you stay here, if you separate yourself from the feminine energy and stay here with us, operating solely off your left brain, masculine energy, sacrificing anybody, ruthless, utterly destroy anybody, take everybody's land, kill everyone in 60 cities, but at the same time hang up the 10 commandments on your wall and say, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt love thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife nor his belongings. But next sentence, go bring back the spoils of war and kill everything moving except the virgins, bring them back to me and give them out and take them as your wives. And if anybody come looking for them, pay them off with 60 pieces of silver. And yet it's still teachers out here trying to tell you that being is God. First of all, how is it God? And they tell you that this consciousness got thrown into the earth in their own religion, and it tells you that this thing comes as an angel of light. Well, what happened? Where did this thing make contact with Moses and Abraham? In the earth, the same place they told you that this thing got thrown. How did it make contact with Abraham? It came as light. The burning bush that was not consumed, it's artificial, but it's not. It's one being. It's a brain virus. It's literally not just the Pope, not just the President Biden and Trump, whoever. It's a mind virus that literally takes over groups. It's hive mind. See, where did it get that from? It copies us, our soul, what our souls do, not our carnal mind. All right, it copies our souls, and by watching our spiritual emanation, because your soul makes your spirit. But this is the cycle right here, and then this is the red sun. This is when the red sun. So this is what they try to tell you in some big universe, and now we're making a U-turn and going back to the light. See, they tell you truths with lies. We're not speeding through no big black space and heading back to the Ben, the sun. Serious, okay? That's down here. This is the red sun where the days are long, this long line, and then the changeover or the pole shift, boom, and they make their way back. This is when they made the Sphinx right here in the age of Leo, approximately about 10,700 BC, right here, and then it goes through here, and then when we get right here, the cells start splitting. So now we're at the point where the reflection of the cells are starting to split. And they're telling you 2 moons. Well, the moon's not a physical object, it's a reflection. That means you're seeing us beginning to split. The consciousness is beginning to split. The timeline is beginning to split, is what you're looking at right there. It's not they even backtracked on what it was. First, they said it was an asteroid, a comet. Then now they're saying it's Mars moons. How is Mars moons in our orbit, but you don't see Mars though? So Mars moons is in the Earth's orbit, but Mars not nowhere around that we can't see Mars though. Come on now. You believe that? They'll tell you another one. You ain't never heard nothing like this. And shout out to Bro Sanchez. He did it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched about 20 minutes of it, man, but he was on point. Like the first 20 minutes of it, he was on point. I would recommend you go watch the video he did about the 2 suns. Like I said, I only watched about 15 minutes of it. He broke it down really, really well. Now, me and Sanchez, we deal with each other and stuff, and we don't see eye to eye on everything, but we have a mutual respect. So basically, I'm gonna do this so you can see this real quick. This is where the language comes from. The last organic. This right here is our natural energy. Boom, boom, boom. That's called the phi. That's the feminine energy. The actual alphabet is from the cell splitting. Okay? When they made the A, the B, the first C looked like that. The C, the D. It's the cell splitting. Look. That's what you're witnessing with the moon. Now this video just goes on to see, that's us right there. That's our symbol right there. This is our energy. This is our natural energy. That's the way it moves. That's the phi. Like that. And see the vow, VOW, the vow. So when you make a vow, you're basically, that's the old runes. You're making a vow with your natural energy. That's what a vowel is, not VOWEL. That's a vowel to L. Who is L? Saturn. Saturn is the gatekeeper to time. It's the last time layer. So Saturn basically has uh the first the first the base timeline, pretty much. That's why they call Saturn the Most High. The second layer of time is Yahweh. That's who you call Jupiter. It's bigger because the waves are longer, because that's the day after, the changeover event and all that. Saturn is just overseeing things in this realm, and that's who you call the Father God. That's Saturn. Saturn's the one coming back for the harvest and all that, with the reaper stick and all of that. And everybody's talking about the wheat and the tares. Guess who they're talking about? Saturn. Saturn is the gatekeeper. All right. Saturn is the one that got Anubis working for him. Anubis on the boat. And then the Greeks changed the story and all of that. All right. Then it got in Set and or Anu. It got merged as each culture changed. They merged characters together. Set and An became Setan or Satan. That was Set, or Isis, which is Osiris, but it's not Osiris. It's Isis reflection made by Set. Set is holding up the mirror. So you would say Set is the light bearer. Set is using the mirror to do, shenanigans. And got Isis, who is the only thing that can bring true eternal creation into this realm through the womb. The womb is the boom, the big bang that they talk about. It happens every time a woman gets pregnant and conceived. That's the boom, the womb. Okay? That's what it is. It's right here. It's the natural energy. That's in your brain, your eye, your throat, your nose, the woman's uterus, ovaries, a man's testicles, all of that. And it all comes from the 0 point. What's this? This is magnetic north. This is the North Pole. The black sun. Okay? Mount Meru. These are the angels when you see the wings, the angel wings. Oh, the angels got wings. No, they ain't got wings. You just seeing the light. See, when you get close to right after the changeover event, it's the new heaven, new earth. You're gonna see the light emanating because you expand and there's more space between atoms. That's when people are larger, taller. You go back to being 12 feet, 14 feet tall, and you glow. That's where the term shining ones come from. Seraphim. It's not all this hocus pocus they telling you, oh God, it's the cherubims up there and this and that. That's literally talking about plasma. Everything you've been told by these religious zealots, their God is the changeover event. They personified it. They have personified the changeover event, aka post shift. But I'm gonna start cleaning up the way I say it, because how do I get out of here? All right. Because the changeover event, there's a changeover event at the end of every age. At the end of every age, there's a changeover event. It's a release of energy. Okay. And the phoenix that that Archaics talks about, the 138-year event, what that is It's a technology that is being manifested off of what we call, what we've been told is Pluto. Pluto is a mute body, all right, but it's technology. All the stuff they telling you about the moon is some, this base for aliens and this and that. No, it's not. The moon is the only map, true map we have here. Okay. Like when you, even though this is a virtual reality, you're not the source of eternal life, and light wants you to learn your soul lessons, but you didn't get put here without truth. It's unfair. It's not unfair. That's why when people tell you, excuse me, when people tell you like, oh, they have to tell you the truth. Well, most people don't know why they're even telling you that, but it's true. If they don't have to tell you the truth has to be accessible. That means if you don't knock and you don't ask and you don't seek, then no, you don't. Then not. Everybody that just went blindly up to Walgreens and got in line and took this and don't know what the heck was in it or nothing, that's called stupidity and ignorance. And now there will be repercussions for that. They have hacked your organic technology. Okay. Which means if you don't fight even harder now to be in alignment, then I don't have the authority to speak on that at this moment. So I'm not going to go any further with that statement. But what I will tell you is that Spirit wants you to know that you're not out of the game yet. Greater is he or she that is within you than it that is within the world, the whole world. It could be one of us left. And every single eight, it could be 700,999,999,999. And one of us. And they all could be linked into a hive mind board. And guess what? That one will probably be more powerful than how we've been acting in the past few centuries, millennia, because we've been so divided. So therefore, the collective consciousness is divided, and we don't know what the world is. We don't know what we see. We don't know who's evil, who's good, what is evil, what is good, why we're here, who we are, what we are. It's because we're so divided. So we would be probably more powerful to have one person left that's in agreement with the Great Spirit, that is within them and who they are, knowing, not believing, knowing that they are eternal. They would literally be like a superhero that is the beyond Superman, anybody you can think of in any comic. Literally God. Like, you want to know what God is? That's what God is. So the more times that the cells have split, the more times the cells split, the more people we have that have to be in agreement for us to return back to the state. So now we just keep on splitting, division. But guess what? Because of where we're at in the sun cycle, it's a wrap. The event is coming, and this is it. We right here. And I'm going to break it down fully. This is in our alphabet. This is in everything. It's in your cells. It's in your body. It's in the skies. It's in the star. It's in everything. The whole truth is in every single level. All right. So yeah, I've noticed lately the sun been looking this color. So I know that's not the real sun, and it's all big and stuff. So at the same time, it seems like they're starting to give up on some things, though. I've noticed, like this whole moon thing. It's almost like they gave up on trying to hide it. Like screw it, man. Too many people done woke up. You know, it is what it is. That's how I feel. I feel like they've been hiding it because I got pictures, I got videos of them where you can barely see it. So now the cell has split enough to where you can see two reflections. That's what it is. And what's happening is everything's starting to align and come back to one. See how it's two? See how it's two right here? It's coming back to one right here. This is when they try to escape. This is when they make new dimensions, the metaverse, the 13th dimension. Well, if you know about octaves, there's 7 white keys and 5 black ones. That's 12. The 13th key, excuse me, that's 13. So 7 plus 5, that is 12. The 13th key is the last one in the octave, in the next octave. All together from start to finish, there's 144 octaves. That's your dimensions. Each octave has so you got 12 different octaves with 12 overtones. 12 times 12 is 144. There's literally 144 different dimensions, different frequencies right here, right now, right where you at. Right where you sit right now. You got 144 different dimensions. That's what dreams are. You access one of those 144. But it's only one baseline one. Okay? This is what they call the Mandela effect. When things are shifting. Why is it shifting? It's not always CERN or something they're doing. Things shift because of our consciousness too. It depends on, it's not the consciousness, it's the subconscious. It's where the subconscious of the collective is. That's really what it is. Let me check the comments. The live is tweaking. It's really glitching out for real. That's crazy because nobody's even here on the on the Xboxes or none of that stuff. I literally have all of the Wi-Fi supposedly, and there's no reason it should be tweaking at all. So that's pretty crazy. But I'm grateful that you guys are here with me. Hey, Sister Joan. Okay, all right, Brother Trap. All right, so all of that was just me talking. I had some notes written here that I was going to go through. All of that was really kind of like an intro, but I guess I'll go ahead and read some of these notes I had. So you guys should already know by now, the day before, the day of, and the day after the full moon, there's usually an increase in, I don't want to say the word, the M word, but unalived, RAPEs, and other crimes, crazy crimes during the full moon. Because what happens is the full reflection of the energy, it's all the full moon means that it's in the reflection of the firmament in us is in direct alignment to where it's all of our energy being reflected straight back down to us. The cycles of the moon are angles. Okay. Some people thrive when the moon is waxing, meaning when it's going towards the full moon. Some people are drained when it does that. Some people start thriving when the moon starts waning. That's when they feel their energy coming back during the month or the month. Okay. It's because of what angle you're from. And your angle is not where you're at on the plane a little bit, but it's really your birth chart, because your birth chart is all your magnetics, your magnodielectric graph of when you first took your first breath. Why it doesn't count when you're in your mother? Because you're still one with the mother. You're still one with source. You're going off of her energy. So she's already established because she's already breathing. You are a water animal. You are not breathing water. You're breathing or breathing air. You're breathing the liquid form of water. We're breathing the gaseous state of water right now, and it's all ether. So really, actually, it's plasma. It's really is plasma, but there's different states of plasma, and most people call plasma the fifth state. So you got solid earth, that's earth. You got liquid water, then you got air, then you got fire, which people call ether, and then you got plasma, which is what people call the firmament. When it's not really the firmament, the firmament is it's a tri-layer energy sequence that is emanated from the Orion signature. That's why the Great Pyramids are lined up with threes directed at Orion. They were trying to knock the firmament out. That's what that was. Along with initiation rituals, like I went over in the last teaching, they were trying to knock the firmament out because their theory was it's not going to fall, because they knew the three layers is one is ice, one is gas, and one is a viscous liquid like a jelly. And that's what we call plasma, but really it's really all plasma, but it's water, and water is light. So really it's all light. So the moon, when we got this full moon, crime comes up. And the reason is because the reflection literally creates a bubble, a field around it. And this bubble pushes on the magnetic field down here. It literally pushes on it. It pushes on the magnetic field. Now, magnetism is your soul. Your spirit is electric, L, Elyon, Saturn, and all that. Magnetism is the word, the vibration before light. All right. Electric is when it is already light. Lucifer, the light bearer. Well, the word comes before the light. So the vibration is already there, just waiting in the void. The vibration can be at rest in the void. That's what you call source. They call it antimatter or black matter. Nah. The true source is all and nothing. It's nothing and all. It's where it all comes from, the nothing. See, that's what they can't fathom. They say, oh, the darkness can't comprehend the light. No, the light can't comprehend the darkness. The light, and I don't mean evil and good and evil. That's that mind play they play on you, your carnal mind. See, and your subconscious, they have indoctrinated you so much that black is bad, dark is bad, and black is bad, and evil, and white is good, and bright is good, and the white light, and that's why I said the angel of light, the bright and morning star. Everybody thinks the sun, when really the sun is the story of the Antichrist in the macro. That sun is what's going to make the pole shift happen. And guess what's going to stop the pole shift? The Son of Man, which comes out of the void, the black middle center point, the mother, Mount Meru, Mary, the Virgin. The there's a cosmic yoni, and then there's an earthly realm yoni. There's a yoni in every. The setup is the same. It's holographic. If you split a hologram into 4 pieces, someone can take a quarter of it and make the whole thing. That's sacred geometry. That's what sacred geometry is. All right. It's that the whole thing is in a piece and it's in the above. Okay. The moon reflection is the same thing as the firmament, the rest of the sky. That's the same reflection. It's just one's inverted, one's outverted. One has lower waves and one has high waves. Everyone talks about vibration and high vibration. And they talk about, oh, go look into the sun. Well, newsflash, the moon has higher vibration than the sun. The moon vibration is way higher than the sun. So you want to talk about high vibration? It's not about who can vibrate the highest. It's about balance. Whose heart is at balance? That's what soul of mine, soul of man used to mean. The balance of the solar and the lunar energies in the circle, in the void, coming out from your soul. It's the positive, negative. It's the balance. Then you are the wisest person on earth. What is earth? It's physical, 3D. Okay. Although all the other dimensions exist here. Now, so when the moon is full, it basically makes a bubble that it pushes on the magnetic field. Now, this is a pretty small bubble in comparison to the whole realm, but it's enough to push already emotionally disturbed people, indoctrinated people, stressed out people, and anxiety, depression, just overwhelmed. It's enough to push them over the edge. Think about the moon. That's the sun cycle, but that's what we're approaching with this pole shift, but on a way bigger level. So what's happening day by day? There's a field that's growing, that's pushing on the magnetic, the magnodielectric hologram of this virtual reality. It's pushing its energy. And as the shift approaches, things start to get out of balance. This is all by design. This is by design. This is to separate the men from the boys and the big girl undies from the Pampers. Okay? This is to separate, the old souls, the ones that's graduating, from the ones that's gonna be back for a tour. And it's not gonna be on this timeline. It's gonna be somewhere else. It's gonna be in a whole nother, them places you be dreaming about and stuff. It's gonna be somewhere like that. If you don't graduate, you'll be back in one of them timelines that you be thinking of and dreaming of visiting sometimes. You're dreaming of possibilities because you are all possibilities. You are the all. They can't come up with enough equations. Infinite and eternal are two different things. The they that we talk about are infinite. They're immortal, infinite. There's forever in this loop, the analemma. They're forever in that, right there. That's why they tell you, oh, it's prophecy. Ezekiel. Oh, yeah, and Ezekiel, Ezekiel 5:11 says this. No, the analemma cycle says that. and the parasites go on the ground, and that's what happens. That's what it is. There ain't. It's not prophecy. It's remembering. Oh, but with them, it's them just keeping the records, like how at the Vatican right now. That's what they're doing. So this is pretty much what it looks like. Here's in a more. This is like a more technical way, but here's the middle, Mount Meru, where it comes up, and it's here's the dome that's reflecting everything. But on the moon got this map. Hey, baby. Okay, you gonna do it. Thank you. Um, you have fun? Oh, you look like you upset. What's wrong?
Chucky came out and she started crying.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't like him? Tell him get somewhere, Chuck E. Cheese. Give him my lollipop. You got a big lollipop. I like it. Daddy almost done, okay? He was being mean to you? Want me to get him? I'm gonna get him. As soon as I'm done this, I'm gonna get him. Me and you gonna get him, okay? Okay, so right here basically is what you call North Pole. The toroid field comes out through here. The plane of inertia is right here, and the firmament or the waters above reflect things, but they don't reflect it like a picture how you've been indoctrinated to think. They reflect energy. So you got this dome reflecting a lower wave of energy. Uh, that's positive, and it's the positive though. It's like when you take a negative film, the remember the old cameras, the small negatives. Um, used when you used to take pictures with them old cameras, the negative be like that, but you could hold it up to a light and see the whole picture. It just didn't have no color. It's like black and white, brownish. That's the moon. That's why the moon is small in comparison to the dome, but it has everything on. The moon has the map of the actual continents, and it has the whole map of the solar system. They're laid on top of each other. And there's a dome that what I was just telling you about. When it's full, it pushes out. It's a bubble. So uh, it's two maps that are translucent laid on top of each other. It actually has the map of the continents, but you've been lied to about where they are. They've inverted and moved things, so it's you got to do the same when you look at it. It's like looking at a mirror and your shirt say one thing, but when you take a picture in the mirror, it's backwards. That's what happens. And on top of that, they've given us the wrong map too. So uh, the dome is reflecting the same exact thing. The stars, Sirius, and all. Sirius is on the moon. You can see Sirius on the moon. Uh, this where we're at is Sirius. That's our reflection. That's why it's the brightest star in the reflection of the firmament. That's us. That's our reflection in the front in the dome. Our reflection in the negative spectrum, which is actually more high vibrational. You have to look at. Let me see if I can bring it up. Well, you guys can look at it if you want. I don't waste too much more time. Um, it's higher. That's why when they develop film, they put it in a dark room with red light. Red is the lowest wave of light. That's how film develops. So the positive is actually lower. The negative is the when knowledge will be increased. That's why people day by day are going to lose their minds. They think they're from Pallades. They think they're from here and there. Now you might have a connection to that energy, but you need to clarify that by asking, not your mind. Okay. It's not based off your feelings and your five senses. It's based off spirit, soul. All right. What has happened when we get this far away from the last pole shift and we get this close to the end, this is the furthest we are away from consciousness. You now you might beg the difference if we look at all the technology. Yes, all the technology is artificial. That means it will not. It's literally not even going to make it. Every single thing that's artificial will be melted. Period. Mixtures of metal, steel. Steel is not a natural occurring element. Steel is a mixture of naturally occurring ores. So that's why every city that has steel rebar, all right, in all the concrete structures, every sidewalk, all of that is gonna melt. Okay. Now these little changeovers, these little mud floods, that's not changeover events. That was them overloading the grid. The Tartarian, I'm talking about the Tartarian technology. Okay. That a lot of times with that meltdown and then the mud floods and all that and them sinking into the mud, that's because they being us, we overloaded the grid. Because if there's not enough water around, the water stores the energy. So it's not always being used. They ring the bells will spread the energy, and even the bricks store the energy. The bricks are high in iron. It will store in the iron of the red bricks. Okay. But not like not the bricks can only store so much. They will melt. Okay. Same as the stone and all that. There has to be water nearby. Okay. Sister Patricia knows that I've given tours out here in Kansas City. I gave her and a close friend of hers a tour out here showing all the Tartarian technology in Kansas City. Sister Patricia came out to visit, met my whole family and everything. Gave her a tour, and they were amazed at it, at everything that people just walk by. Kansas City is one of the oldest places. It was the center actually. Missouri, period, was the center of civilization for a long time here in Turtle Island. The Mississippi and the Missouri are the lifelines of Turtle Island. Yes, baby. Okay, Daddy's almost done. Okay. Um. Okay, I got a lot more to say, but my children just got here. So let me try to squeeze in a bit more real quick. Read some, try to just get through some of these notes. So as the shift approaches, things start to get out of balance. The magnetic field begins to fluctuate significantly over a small period of time. So the shift takes about 60 years from start to finish. They tell you Nibiru is in the atmosphere. No, it's the beginning of the shift. It takes about 60 years. But it's so subtle in the beginning because the waves are just starting to pick up. Just coming in from the yellow sun to the white sun. Once you get to the white sun, now we're getting choppy. Now it's white, it's blue, it's getting smaller. Now it's getting higher and higher and higher. That's why they say in those days knowledge shall be increased. That's not prophecy. That's someone who knows the cycle, who has been here before, graduated, or they come from a bloodline of guardians and defenders, people that are put here specifically for the benevolent side to still have and maintain the light codes. We don't have to have books. The true chosen ones don't need books because it's in your light code. That's why they want to hack you. They want to hack you. They want to open up your books to see what you got in all your ancestors. In the last 10 generations, it don't matter if every single generation was the only child. For you being here right now, it took over 4,000 people. That's if every 10 generations. If you was just a only child, it took over 4,000 people for you to be here right now. 4,000 people just for 10 generations. That's 4,000, and that's if every generation was an only child, and we know that don't happen. We know a couple, like about 100 years ago, 200 years ago, it was 17, 18 siblings. So more than likely, just in the past 10 generations, you probably got about 20,000 ancestors light codes in you that you have access to. Just imagine going back 13,000 years. 13,000 years. You have access to every single ancestor. But when you ask, be careful how you ask. I personally ask to repair with the benevolent sages, the benevolent ancestors. Okay. I still love the ancestors that got caught up in nonsense. I still love them, but at this moment where I'm at on my walk, I do not want to access that particular code. So when I ask the Great Spirit to remember, repair, remembering is remembering, becoming members again. Okay. It's not you having a dream, walking around the kitchen with your ancestor, sitting there just having conversation going back and forth. No, that's how the enemy tricks you, and wizards and things trick you. That's called familiar spirits. They use memories and things, especially if you talk about it a lot, like somebody that just passed and you're walking around, especially with these around, these things are listening to every single word you say all the time, and they're reading your biosphere, your biofield. This has an infrared technology in it that can be seen by ring infrared cameras. It takes an infrared picture every 3 seconds. That means it's scanning your actual aura. It's guessing through process of elimination what you're thinking, because thoughts are in the ether. You're actually pulling them out of the ether into your brain. Your brain's the antenna. The pineal gland allows you to see the thoughts clearly and to understand everything that's going on. So you're going to receive things regardless, because your brain is technology, it's an antenna. But the gland is the eye that allows you to see what is really what and what's really going on with the information, to decipher it without your five senses, because that's part of the virtual reality. That's the five stones that David threw at Goliath. Who's Goliath? It's your mind. Your mind has took over you when your mind was supposed to be a helpmeet. Your mind was just supposed to help spirit. Your spirit is supposed to be, you're supposed to integrate, not completely just crush your mind. Same thing I taught about fear in the last teaching about the left eye of Horus and Prana. It's not about trying to be, no fear ever. If you walk out of your house and somebody shoots off a 44 mag right next to you, I don't care if you're me. And I'm not saying I'm tough, Tony, but I really don't. I fear nothing. That's why I'm able to go so deep into things, because I literally I've eliminated, I've integrated it. Like I've said it before on a live. If someone comes to my house 10 years ago, fully automatics. I don't care if you just a little tap on my window, door getting open, full. I'm coming out barefooted, getting up against my back against the tree, squatting down, fully autos. I promise you. No, I promise you. The type of time I'm on right now, I will go out there, same barefooted person, no shirt, nothing, and I will go straight to the person. They can have a ski mask on and a gun pointed at my face, and I say, brother, what has brought you to my this space that I call my home at this hour of the night? What is it that you are in search of? What has brought you to this point? Do you know that is the turning of the cheek? It ain't about getting punched in the face. It's about turning the cheek. They came with evil. I transmuted it. The evil energy that they're trying to bring in, and then evil, the AI technology. The AI technology that is crystal technology, um, it originated this go around from the Ben stone that was in the Ark of the Covenant, and then it, Heliopolis, the pyramid. It got transferred, then it got split up. The the Mohammedans got a little baby piece of it in the Kaaba, and you want to know the craziest part about it is the people that are staying in the religious spirit. Read the back of the Bible, the very back. The very last thing that happens is a Merkaba comes down a cube. It's a Merkaba. It comes down like a bride adorned for its husband. That's the next matrix. That's the next crystal with the AI technology. That's the next Yahweh. That's the next God and the devil playing one for the new world, the new earth, new heaven, new earth. The 4D, 5D. Okay, there will 3D is gone. There will be no more third dimension. So everyone that makes it through this pole shift that's coming between 2039 and 2046, when you come out of it, the magnodielectric is going to be different to a point where your atoms will literally expand, and in between the space is going to be light. So that's what they call your white robes. You're going to be bigger. You're going to be about 10 to 14 feet in the way we measure things now, but it's going to be filled with light. 4D, 5D, but there's still a 4D. Okay, that's Metatron's cube. See, they tell you that that's like an archangel that's good. No, it's not. That's the cube coming down. So that's the lower frequency of the next Earth. That's those that want to hop into the new cancer system. It's a Merkaba, but it's not made by a soul. It's made by something that doesn't have a soul that we call artificial intelligence. Tetragrammaton, Metatron's cube. Okay, that's what it is. What else do they call it? It's called a lot of different things. Um, but pretty much it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be this 3D world that you're thinking. There's so many people that I know personally that it's like, man, look, I don't even want to be here, man. I don't want to be here for no 1,000 years reign of nothing. I just want to rest. If that's what you really desire in your heart and your spirit, then you can have that. That doesn't mean you have to have eternal rest. That means you can go back to the mother's bosom and rest. Remember, the origin of you of the true you is all and nothing. It is all that ever is and ever will be, and it is nothing. That's what they're trying to do with CERN. They're trying to find it. She want to show you her lollipop. Look at that. Boom. That's the spiral of life right there. Look, she got it. Pretty. They said they like it.
I'm not happy.
This is what I got. Payday. This the only payday I get, y'all. This is my payday. Right here. Hold on, baby. Give me 10 more minutes and I'm gonna be done. Okay. You happy, you eating that lollipop, you look all comfy, pretty. Alright. So if the full moon does that, just imagine what's happening on a macro level. It's pushing on people's magnetism. That's why people are losing their minds right now. People say, and not just losing your mind don't mean going all out berserker mode with guns and things. It can really be like I'm a star seed and I'm from Sirius or Orion or this and that. All that stuff up there is you. So how are you from there? That's us. That's energetic reflections. That's not where it exists. That you already are that. So you just don't know the construct. Okay, that's your ego talking for you. When your ego is here to be a helpmeet, that's what the real story was of Adam and Eve. Not about man and woman. It was about soul being split from an observer to a participant. And the participant took over the observer when the observer is supposed to be the highest. That's your higher self. That's the story of Gaia, Sophia. So half in the demiurge. So Royce, come out here and help Naya real quick, please, while I wrap this up. Royce gonna help you. That's the story of Sophia and the demiurge. Half of her stayed in the pleroma. She dropped it and broke, but you can probably wash that piece off.
No, throw it all in the trash. Don't wash nothing off. It's gone. Throw it in the trash.
All right. So the story of the Gnostic thing. Sophia and the demiurge. First of all, what is the demiurge? It means to demerge. It's the opposite of remember. It's to demerge. See, we back at that part of the sun cycle where it's merging, but then it's going to split. We at the merge. The demiurge is the demerge, where it splits again. Okay? That's what it is. It's the same thing as separations. Separation, means seven. It's just the seven rations. That's the seven Elohim. That's the seven planetary bodies that we know. It's the seven circles around. It's really the three rings of Atlantis too, but if you count the spaces, it's seven. That's the menorah. The menorah is just a esoteric symbol for half of it. Okay, when you turn a menorah on top of a menorah, that's Atlantis. That's what people see when this event is coming. Atlantis is not in the waters down here, it's in the waters above. It's in the waters above. That's why, and then you started using the name for like continents and things like that. That's why people think Atlantis was North America. At one point, there was some people that called it North America. But the real Atlantis is an energy. It's the reflection of the three domes and the seven timelines of layers that you can see when this energy increases. And then when we get to the event, the 3.5 day event, they tell you it's 3.5 years. No, that's their magic written on there, so you'll just accept it. Oh, we got 7 years of the Antichrist, 3.5, and this and that. That's when they rewrote their predictive programming on top of the sun cycle, so you'll accept it. But yet you think you got the power of Christ and the authority of Christ, but you saying a book is more powerful? Oh, this is the word of God. No, I thought Christ was the word, and in the beginning was the word, and the word was God and was with God. But you said that this book is the word of God. So you put in a book that's passed through traditions trading radiations is traditions. Traditions, the word is radiations. It's trading your radiations. It's trading your light. Traditions of man, trading light between men. That's all it is. What about your light? You got to tap into your light. Not every single person ever touched that book. You don't know if them people are your ancestors. It's people over here right now that really truly think that they are Hebrew Israelites and this and that would crap their pants if they knew that their whole bloodline come right here from Turtle Island, ain't never been over there, ain't never been nowhere, been right here the whole time. From Turtle Island, Amor Incas. But yet they want to be down with this book so bad because their mind, their carnal minds running the show. They reading some pamphlet that all the 12 tribes in South America and North America, but they scattered on the four corners of the earth. How does that work? But all the 12 tribes of Israel is on one in South America, North America. Latin, the Latinos and so-called blacks. From a chart that was made in East Manhattan in the 70s by a man that just winged it, just made the chart up on his own, and it spread. That's where that comes from. If you really want to know, you want me to be real with you? The Mormons have more truth in their doctrine than the so-called Christians. I didn't know it until I studied the whole thing. The Mormons literally hold more truth to this land right here than the so-called Hebrew Israelites and that whole thing. The melanated people that just swear that they have to be Hebrew or tribe of Judah or nothing else. Tribe of Judah just means children of the light. It's not an actual tribe. It's an archetype. The whole thing is about the zodiac or Zion, Zoion, the Mazarath. That's what the whole thing is about. And the tribe of Judah was always lined up on the right-hand side. They used to, when they traveled in the desert, the tribe of Judah would be at the right. And guess how many people they had? They're exactly 186,400 and something. That's the speed of light per second. So they're telling you the tribe of Judah is the light. It's the children of the light. How do they know this? Oh, ETs had to come down here. Ancient astronauts came here and gave us the Anunnaki. No, it's just called being in alignment and tapping into who you are. You are the all. You are all. You are all possibilities. You are all everything that can be ever. You are all potentials. That's why they can never figure you out. That's why they can read your little aura and pop up an ad that you ain't even say that you just thought. But they can never one up you because you're all. They're not. They are only what they have seen us do. But we haven't done it all yet. We ain't showed them all yet. Therefore, they don't know. They don't even know what we finna do. That's why you got to tap into you. That's what X-Men are. What's the X? The X chromosome, the feminine energy. Okay? That's what it is. You listen, you all, if you want to talk, if you like the star seed thing and you felt attracted to that thing, let me one up you. The truth is even better. That you got God power in you. You know all them X-Men movies and stuff, that's all of that is in you. All of it. The only difference is we don't gotta use it in no like war type of way because it's more like Neo in the Matrix, like the second one where he really got it to where he ain't have to dodge bullets no more. He just was like, that's the type of time we on. There is no like we pulling out swords and Wolverine claws and running and doing flips and jumping in laser beams. It's literally just like they launch every nuke on Earth and we just like this. It literally dematerialized. It's on that type level, y'all. So let me see. I think I'm gonna leave it off there. I'll do a part three. I'll do a part three to this because I didn't even touch my notes. I really didn't. I read the one little itty bitty fragment of my notes, and I had a couple pages of notes of things to go over with you guys. Uh, Pretty much all about the pole shift and what to expect. And it went with last teaching too. If you didn't see the last teaching, go back and watch it. The left eye of Horus and Prana. That's I gotta go back and change the name to part one because this is part two, and the next part will be part three. So that's my moment, guys. I love you. No worries, no fear. If you do have fear, integrate it. Yeah, I didn't finish what I was saying earlier about the, if you walk outside and somebody blasts a 44 cal around the corner of your house, it might startle you. It might make you jump, no matter how tough or fearless you are. But you gotta learn to integrate that. That's when your first eye is open. Where even if your physical body is so indoctrinated to jump and be startled, you still at an instant you integrate the fear into you, and it's the same thing as this message. How this message was about, and I'm going to finish it in the next teaching. It's about integrating your what they call your ego or your brain. It's not meant to be cut off. It's not meant about vibrating so high. It's about balance. Okay? Like I said, the moon is higher vibrational than the sun, but it's about balance. Soul of man, scales of my scales of the mother, Virgo holding the Libra scales. Okay? And it's all in the sun. It's all in. I listen. The teaching I'm going to do October 9th is it's going to have it all. As long as I can fit it all in, but it's going to have it all. And pretty much it's a preview to the book that I'm releasing as well, the Magi Nation of the Oversoul. Uh, I had hoped to release it last year, but I follow the Great Spirit, so uh, hopefully, it will be released. But I mean, I'm not. Time is of no concern. Only life. So it'll be out when it's supposed to be out. But I love you guys. It's been an honor to spend this moment with you guys. And all I can say is just be, just be. Love, balance, and wholeness be within you and all that you love. Me said.